And of course, for having the vision set up, what we need is a collection of tools. One of the first one is OSATE, the open source AADL tool environment developed by the SEI. The objective of the OSATE is to provide the reference implementation of AADL v2 standards, but also all the annexes. By making it open source, what we do is, first of all, we serve the AADL community by providing a complete support of AADL free of charge. And most importantly, we create basically an integration badge so that we can host third-party tools, and you will see that many of them presented this morning will rely on OSATE either to bring in new capabilities or to use AADL capabilities directly from external tools, but also, and it is really important for the maturation process that has been discussed this morning, as a way to perform research prototyping so that by having all the tools within the same platform, we can switch very easily from low TRL to higher TRL type of capabilities from within the same environment so that people can jump from one type of capabilities to the other. Distribution, we can discuss that during the exhibit. We have a full CI/CD pipeline so that every night you can download a new version of OSATE with bug fixes and new bugs depending on who did what. Issue tracking is public so that you can improve, report. And one of the ideas of this day is also to interact and engage with potential users. And beyond this, this is an eclipse for doing models. OSATE is really extensible so that you can have all type of modeling capabilities for AADL itself, for behavior specification, for safety analysis. An important aspect that will be repeated also this morning is that AADL is not alone. We need to interpret with all type of tools. So Ned presented that before for GMR. It will be said in a few other occasions. So with Adventium, a face importer tool has been developed so that you can import face UOPs and further elaborate on the type of capabilities they actually support. In terms of usability, providing a tool that is easy to use by the casual engineer is important. So we have the regular xtext-based capabilities in terms of editing, both textual and graphical, but that's not really the most interesting part. The interesting part, in order to support this virtual integration capabilities, is as highlighted by Peter. First of all, you start by highlighting what are the risks. Is it performance? Is it cybersecurity? Is it safety? After that, you have to select the right tool. What is the fundamental theories that you need to apply in order to achieve confidence in your design? And OSATE comes with all type of analysis capabilities for scheduling, for latency analysis, conformance to some specific design patterns, and the complete AADL ecosystem is providing additional capabilities along those lines. And some example of external contributions by a few partners that will be highlighted today relates, for instance, to assume guarantee contract modeling from Collins, code generation, scheduling analysis, or generation of schedule tables for avionics system. All of that is made possible because of the openness of the OSATE architecture. After that, there is a regular feeling that, okay, you can do models, but you feel like, you know, you are in Home Depot. You have a lot of tools, and you don't know which one you need just to put a nail on your ceiling. A critical aspect that we're working on for AADL is to go beyond DevOps. So, of course, it's funny to say that because we're still in the middle of deploying DevOps, but there is this idea that in order to support virtual integration, we can also leverage models so that we can go at the stage of ModDevOps so that we can have, first of all, models, because it is a critical asset in order to assess system properties. From that, you will perform the development of some specific software elements of your architecture, functional logic, recovery logic, security policies enforced on a particular operating systems. From that, and that will be highlighted, for instance, by Kansas State, what you can do is generate a little bit of the software out of the architecture. For instance, when you have communications between two components, this is something that can be deduced correctly, automatically from the models and combined with user code. And this type of capabilities make it easier and faster to go directly to the operational domain by leveraging models analyze these capabilities upfront, some aspect of manual coding or model-based coding using tools like, for instance, CADE or Simulink or others, and ideally go to deploying your software in your target platform. This type of capabilities, of course, is interesting, provided that we can also close the loop, as highlighted also during Bob Bono talk this morning. To some extent, we can close the loop by monitoring our process. So one of the tool vendors this morning will be discussing testing in the loop based out of model, IDT. And by doing so, what you can create is this continuous integration, continuous deployment out of models, so that first, at the level of AADL models, you can perform scheduling, safety, cybersecurity, whatever, and trigger these pipelines that will say, okay, this part of software will require additional work by subcontractors. This other part of software, I can automate its production by some qualified tools, so that ultimately we can close the loop faster to deliver the software, which is exactly the type of capabilities that we need in order to support future projects. These capabilities and many others, as highlighted by Peter, are the ones that we will exhibit this morning and this afternoon, so feel free to come. Let me just skip directly to the last slide, because those ones have already been presented by Peter. We need to highlight two aspects. OSATE is open source. Our objective is to help disseminating the technology and helping you transitioning it. You will have a collection of existing examples and technical reports out of SCI website. So I really encourage you, first of all, to discuss with us today, but also more importantly, to go and look at those resources if you need more details. So,
Jerome, there's
yep.
one